adjustment back towards B. His teammates dropped so quickly, he had no time to rotate over.
And 2 in a row now for Complexity. There's no money left over for MIBR. This is going to go Complexity in the lead 5-4 with momentum again. So just when I thought, after I said they could build on the foundation, they could settle into it, maybe start to build up some confidence on the MIBR side, get to take a deep breath for the first time today, that's gone right back the other direction. So at least save the M4. Phelps is able to buy, so is Cold Zero, and I imagine with one drop, they could potentially buy out around this.
Stan looking very good. And this was the play from nothing. Flashed in as well. Really punished those CT spawn players.
I had a flashback thinking about, a little bit off topic here, but still Counter-Strike related. I used to want to play with my brother and his friends so much, so one day Brock, my brother's friend, set up a server and he had Archon, and he turned the gravity down, and he was jumping around, and I was like, oh, that looks cool, and as soon as I jumped in the air, he cranked gravity and just made me suicide, and he kept doing it to me all day. Yeah, it was so annoying. Fallen has no vision at all. Smoke down and flashes. 3 got by. This is a hard B hit. Cold's got to be the one to step up. Now it is Taco to anchor again, and they're all over him. He goes back behind the bench. Couldn't find the first shots. Damage to Stan, but they just couldn't win out the duels.
They didn't have vision towards shore, but they certainly had awareness. You could see Fallen didn't necessarily spot them, but he would have heard them. And then Cold Zero, you'd think in that scenario, he might be good for at least one and do some damage for Taco. A little bit of damage inflicted, but 0 kills. And Fallen will have to save the AWP. This is Complexity taking the lead now. 6-4. They can afford to go hunting here as well. They've got cash. If they can get a couple of kills here, ideally remove the AWP, that's amazing. If Fallen saves the AWP, they still have a fighting chance. Fallen's not the sniper he once was. I would say that's a fair assessment. But still, he's capable of turning rounds on their head if he has to.
6 now for Complexity. They'll keep the op at least for Fallen, but 2 MP9s, not exactly the ideal weapons to go against full opponents with armor. We'll see if they can flash into mid. They could still play this aggressively. Taco and Cold just got absolutely run down. I'm very surprised by how quickly that came in as well.
Nice call. Complexity, that's the way you should play it though. Loose, together, very simple approach, nothing too technical. You've got some great aimers on this squad. No one's expecting too much from you. Keep it simple. Just have good fundamentals. I feel like you gave your best shot in that respect instead of trying to fake them out every round and trying to send one player into this position where everyone's waiting over here. Let's just go in quickly together. I love that play. Worked out very nicely. Some well-coordinated smokes designed to shut down AWPers like that. Fallen had no idea. 3 had got up.
Yeah, 3 was the magic number in that. If 1 or 2 maybe got by and they had found at least one of the kills, the problem is they didn't get either kill either. They didn't win either of the duels, but as soon as 3 got by, it was pretty much game over for that round.
They fully invest in this round, just to note that. Cold Zero down to 0. Taco 300, so they're really relying on the AWP power of Fallen now.
This is going to be the push from the MP9s. That's a really nice smoke. There's 2 ways to throw that. That's the easier one. It puts you a little bit further away from the window. They don't actually act on it because there's a Molotov down. Smoke on Cat, so maybe they want to bait in the fact that they're going to push, but they save guns. Oh, he looked away too soon, Phelps, but he still gets 1. Swings for 2. Furs got the other. The MP9s work inside of the site rather than the push. It was a bait smoke top horseshoe. Whether or not that had anything to do with it, I do not suspect because they're all over run A anyway, but brilliantly done from MIBR. And it's Stan to try and pull it back. He's got 1. Decent start on the AK-47. He'll try and work his way back around. Dinked up, however, he goes to 34, and Fur finds his second on the MP9. So money garnered by both he and Phelps. Can another gun get a kill? That's the question. They'll upgrade to an AUG. Someone else is going to have to at this point because it's Shazam on the op with 58 seconds.
He can win this. He's got enough money and resources to justify giving it a go.
Bombs down as well on top of the platform. That means they just have to watch that position because Shazam has to get there, whether it's back through Palace and out the door or jumping up the blocks. I think Cold... that
was the chance.
That was it. Especially with Fur on such low HP. He stepped out, though. He's going to take his 3rd.
That was his opportunity. Nice try. You could see how his mind was working there. Had to find a gap, any sort of entry. And we have got a double AWP set up for the first time. I think today we haven't really seen much of that. There's been so many scrappy back and forth games. We haven't really seen many double AWPs. So for the first time, And it will be MIBR bringing them out. I assume, well, Taco's got it. He usually does AWP and B. Cold Zero is the classic double AWP setup of SK or MIBR. But Taco, he likes to just hold a nice passive angle on B. It means he can be left there alone. They have been struggling on that side of the map, so it's a nice little change of pace. 6-5. Complexity still in the lead for now, as they look to answer back. That was a great timeout from MIBR. Big round for them to pick up. And once again, keep it simple. Flash over. Let's find some frags.
How does Phelps only get one there? Where are their bullets going? They nearly lined up for him. It's nothing that gets in behind the firebox. Molotov's not in position. Ricky's got the bomb down because the subsequent Molotovs thrown out by the T's certainly are. Woo, Stan. Fully blind fur.
Yeah. Really good team play from Complexity, surprising considering the circumstances. But here's Ricky. Yet to see much of him yet, but that's a nice kill. On all three players in the CT side in towards spawn. They've got double orbs in this retake. You might as well save now, surely. And I think they are. I couldn't tell you just yet. They're still holding there. They've got to find 4 kills. Defuse at this point. They're just going to end up going down, surely.
Yeah,
okay, they do get out.
Fallen at least getting nothing, but yeah, they're going to get Shazam's up, Taco's out, everyone's out. So 3 aside stay alive at both ops, crucially. Didn't find kills on both ops, but this is the other thing as well. If you're going to anchor B, Taco, he's capable of secondary opping. He's not usually someone we talk about in that position, but he's done it in the past. It's not a bad shout to hold B with an op.
No, it's not. It doesn't require a huge amount of skill. It's a straight line angle. You just got to get yourself in position.
I still miss
information, and definitely a viable weapon just to change things up if you feel like you're being focused on. Just to get the orb there, get an opening kill. They won't be coming back for a couple of rounds. So he'll hold on to it. Coming to the latter stages now. Complexity have the lead. MIBR said that language and communication was a problem in the previous roster. Seems like after today's performances, things haven't got much better, or at least not very quickly.
Yeah, not what they were leading me to believe yesterday at all. I would have suspected that they were going to be... I figured... So the top 4, all right? Let's just take a step back for a second and look at the overall context of the tournament. Astralis, Liquid, those two seem like the 2 safe bets at this point in time. I then had it between a 3-way of Na'Vi, MIBR, and FaZe. Okay. And it was going to be who of the 3 was on form. Right now, it seems like FaZe is the best form, and MIBR and Na'Vi are both kind of... Na'Vi had a good start today, but I'm still not convinced.
Well,
but both these guys are...
They beat G2 right on Inferno. Inferno's always been a bit of a hit-or-miss map for Na'Vi, and G2 are certainly a hit-or-miss team right now, so who knows how that went down. I'd have to go back and watch it later to see what transpired there. But yes, Na'Vi, good start for them, normally bodes well. You usually have famously very bad starts in tournaments, right? So they get a win off the mark. So, reminds me, I'm going to go check out the A stream. Why don't you take this away, Matthew?
I will indeed. No, I think there's a great chance for some teams to really capitalize. Energy obviously started off slow today. But you've got Avangar, if they can find a way through. Taco, he's found a way through the window. Ricky goes down, and the bomb actually drops through the window, which is a bit of a problem. They've got to go aggressive. Nothing's aim is still certainly sharp, despite that he's a mercenary at this point in time, but he's going to find a second to show it off, but far too many blue inside of the site. And it's now a 1-round game yet again, 7-6. MIBR trying to close back in on the CT side. They might still have problems struggling to get into contention, even now on the arguably easier side of Mirage.
Well, there you go. You saw the AWP in full effect there. Only gets the 1 kill, but it's enough just to slow them down and make sure that they have to adjust and start deploying utility, and he buys time enough to get them the round and the rotations in. Here we go. Fur, like we said, aggressive as ever. Likes to go with these initial picks, especially he's got the AK in his hands. Will he find the first shot? He does the damage to Stan, but that grenade won't be enough to take him down. Def has been tagged up as well. Fur takes damage in the flames, though. Probably wants to get out of this situation at this stage. Phelps covering the underpass for him. And they head towards me. I love these simple approaches. This is all it takes from Complexity. Nothing too technical. Let's just get in together and surprise them.
Yeah, when you see results like this from MIBR, you got to give chances to teams like Vitality and NIP, certainly, to make some noise in this event. Bomb down again. Nothing's going to hold off the window. Don't know that they'll go for this. Bombs 25% into its duration. Smokes down plus Molotovs.
This is MIBR. They're the masters of their last moment retake.
This is what they're waiting for as well. If Fur can get in, Taco's already down. We have seen them do some pretty... Oh, Shazam gets poked inside of the window. Fur's late to the party, and unfortunately, he was never invited at all. He's got to back away. You are right. Why is he still even flirting with it at this point? Get out, save the gun. He's got to get the AK, and I don't even know if he's going to get away from Stan at this point in time, because if he stays courtyard, he's done for.
He's gone. Yeah, trust me, when you're casting in MIBR, I've made the mistake so many times of thinking, well, they obviously won't go for this one, as I normally set up on most teams. But these guys, especially when they're on form, they're looking their best, they were really good at working out the last second you can have available for a retake. When the team don't expect it, you all jump through the smokes at once and you win the round. I knew they were going for that. But that has cost them a lot of cash. All 5 players went down, and as you can see, MP9s, CZs, and you're on the CT side looking at the barrel of a 9-6 half. Against Complexity, the bottom team in the seeding process, they came 16th place, and MIBR, this could be an absolute nightmare. They gave this one up. They go 0-2 in their debut tournament with the new look team.
Watch this. Flashing. Oh, they weren't blinded. Okay, I thought nothing was going to get a quick spray down there.
Yeah, there's certainly a chance of it.
They were ready for it. One turned away. They get an AK as well. Good, smart smoke. So maybe I was right. Maybe watch this. This could be the change of the rounds. Not as I predicted.
Just to know. Oh my goodness, Avangar up 6-1 over NRG.
Wow, that's for me is the heartbreaking matchup of the day. This, in many ways, sure, MIBR struggling, great for Complexity. Avangar and Energy I had going through, and I think they're both teams that have worked really hard to put themselves in these positions. Slow, steady rise for Energy over the last year or so. Avangar always close, never there. The fact that they have to play each other and one of them's going to go down 0-2 today is heartbreaking almost.
Alpha trying to do what he can in this round as they start to pull it back. 4 versus 2. Initial kills going in their favor. CZ play towards that underpass, and it's cost Complexity a lot. 30 seconds remaining, and it's up to Def and Stanislaw.
That's, I thought, potentially a gift. Fallen was aware of it when he walked out. Shoulder peek, double check, and all on to Stanislaw. Sneaking over toward B. He's spotted by Fallen already, even if he finds this kill, which he will. The crossfire is established. Cold backside of the jail position. In fact, Deagle will do for him. 8-7. It's still Complexity in the lead after the T side, though. So this is far from over.
They lost the pistol, but they still are in the lead, and MIBR need to be very worried. They can't afford to give this game up. We'll see what happens after the break.
8-7, Complexity in the lead. They go to the CT side and could put MIBR down 0-2 to start off the New Legends stage. They're not New Legends, MIBR. They're Legends of days gone by, and they're back to an old lineup. It's not going well so far, but it's not done yet.
It's never over until we reach 16. But right now, we're splitting it right down the middle, 8-7. Complexity, nice approach on their T side. Managed to steal some rounds away as well. It's going to be a fast approach from MIBR, though. They're going to have smoke on the bomb site. Flashes going over. Ricky to defend. We saw his position a lot earlier. It's all about baiting him in. He needs to connect these headshots. Oh, it's just not good enough. He had two players in front of him. Had to at least get two out of that. And it's his teammates doing all the work, taking all that aggro away. It's a difficult shot in the back of the head of the USP, but maybe it can be salvaged. Def will deny the plant at least. Shazam now. Done so much good work with the AWP. Can he replicate it with the P2000? That's not bad. Good start. Bomb goes down. Will he be able to find anything more? Apparently not. It will be MIBR to pick it up. And Ricky, I feel like two had to happen out of that position. The fact he was baited in so well. He gets the one, gets two there, they probably win the round. Unfortunate.
Decent attempt to see it inside of the site back toward the bench, but the fact that MIBR win that one, that's both pistols in their favor now, so keep that stat in mind. If they don't win this game, that's going to be a problem for them. They got ecoed last time. It's not the first time we've seen an eco today. It was Complexity that actually got ecoed against Astralis on Nuke. Talking to Stanislaw, he actually thought that game was closer on paper than it appeared, even though we saw quite a few mistakes, and certainly we saw Astralis dominate the map control. But the aim wasn't the issue. You said that yourself. The aim was there, and that's shown as well in some of the duels so far against MIBR. Notably when Taco and Cold went down on the 5, it was a 5 versus 5 at the time, but 5 versus 2 B take when they got 3 up cat. They just couldn't hit the shots, and Complexity's not having issues with that. Shazam's on, nothing's on. If you were going to give him the benefit of the doubt and give him some rust, perhaps, he's not showing any signs of it.
Def, 5 and 12, needing to start stepping up. Ricky as well, 6 and 11, considering the scenes we just witnessed. Suggests something not quite clicking with him. Was an AWP and now a rifler. But either way, there is going to be the force buy here from the CTs. They managed to win out this round before.
Good point to bring up, though. Ricky's an excellent double op option for them.
Yes, absolutely. That's a scary prospect if it happens, if they have time to bring it out.
Right now he's got a deagle, and he's trying to do damage with it. He'll tag Phelps through the edge of the wall. That puts him down to 8 now. Was mid-50s, but he was followed up. Def on 3. He's been sprayed so heavily through the edge of the box, they'll follow it up as well, and Taco gets the kill. Eventually, Phelps had to go down. He was tagged so many times in the round. First still sits on 8. Stan, he's going to pop out with the CZ75, but the round should go to MIBR. They just want to make sure they're efficient in this. 2 AKs still up. Don't want to lose those. Bomb, they even throw it across to make sure it's not going to be caught off. Fur would have been the one that would have had to run with it otherwise, and Pistol easily would have disposed of him. So Stan tries to do what he can. Armor, no kit. If he gets a gun, if he finds this kill on Cold, if he can somehow sneak in, get away with it, nearly did. It would have been a win in some extent for Complexity, but now it's 2 rounds in a row for MIBR.
And presumably 3, because it has to be the Felica now, right? Oh, Zeus comes out for Ricky.
Again. We saw it twice
he got 2,
on
that's
Nuke.
right. And he had a very quiet performance there as well. I'm a big fan of Ricky's. I was hoping for a bit more from him so far. He was like 3 and 15 earlier with 2 kills at the Zeus. We'll see if he can step up, maybe finding this rifle role a little bit more difficult to slot into. But like you said, if the double AWP comes out, that's when they've got a real chance. He is a deadly AWPer. So they'll take a stack towards short. 1 player on A, that's Stan. Not sure he can do much about this though. Mac 10 right up in his grill. That's not bad in terms of the response, but Fur will spot a lot of players and give the call that A should be open at this point. They'll rotate the bomb around through T-spawn and just try and hold the CTs in position and let Fur get the kills because he can farm the most cash. Well, Coldzera's taking them all.
He certainly has. Nothing gets 1, but Cold farming up a little bit now. Still haven't seen the dominant Cold of old. Would like to. One of the most exciting players in his right. Not quite as explosive in the same way that Nico and Simple are. Not even so much maybe flashy like Device, given that Device is on the op. But man, oh man, he was efficient.
Yeah, he really was. Can't deny that. Well, this is where the game really starts to warm up. It's a boiling point, perhaps. Shazam, AWP. Both teams desperate to avoid the 0-2, especially MIBR. Like, considering everything, all the changes and the moments we've been waiting for here. The major is what we thought we'd see a new look. Best looking MIBR, deadly, looking to book himself a place in the playoffs. Surely not a 0-2 start. But it hasn't looked good today. 16-3 versus Cloud9, and now just edging Complexity. The bottom seed of the tournament is Ricky. We'll see if he can amend his play on the B-bomb side. Not looking good though. As soon as it dissipates, he will be in vision.
Good thing he threw that before it did. Thought he was going to hold it, wait for some info, but that would have cost him dearly. It still does. He falls off the edge, and he's dead before he hit the ground. Taco caught him in the air with a headshot. Fur's going to jump in and do the same to Stanislaw on Catwalk. Cold as well is going to hold for rotations. He's got problems, though. Missing the shot on nothing. Shazam walks out to the window, so at least one down, but bomb planted.
So that's a very basic approach from MIBR. Just saying, right, hold him B, smoke goes down, kill whoever's waiting on the other side, in we go. They had nice mid-control. They got that first left cold zero there, as you noted out. And the fact he's there for the backstab as well, making sure no one can rotate towards shore, is absolutely everything. He goes down without a kill, but it's enough to get the intel. As now, Taco looking for these players, hoping to hold on to their weapons. Whether they'll be able to do that is another question altogether. Flashbang in, Shazam though, perfect position, but actually gets taken out of it. Taco's coming. Shazam has hit a lot of these orb shots today, and he's had to hit another one at very close range here. Not going to happen. Orb removed and recovered. Yes, indeed.
I don't think Shazam realized that he actually had his gun barrel showing out on both sides. So even when he tried to switch from right to left, Taco knew exactly what he was doing.
Good job from Taco there. We talked about his fragging ability. He's just demonstrated it there. It's going to be 11-8 and not a lot of cash on the CT side.
Everyone in MIBR is between 12 and 14 kills. So they're all getting the job done.
At this point, yes. There was a moment in the first half we thought Complexity could have run away with it. They go for the air execution here, knowing they're up against not a lot, to be honest. So this should be enough just to guarantee things. Def is called that B is clear. Ricky though. Good start from him. Can he recover the rifle? He actually can. Maybe there's something to this round for him. He's had such a quiet start here, but he gets 2 kills, doesn't survive. Will it be enough?
Yeah, he got caught by Taco walking up from Palace. I was curious if we stayed on him if he was going to try and throw the AK back inside of the site because he was so low. That would have been a pretty clever play. Drop it down, try and fire it further back so another teammate can pick it up. Instead, though, Def's going to go on the flank. He'll get one of his own. This has worked out very well. And now we'll see if Cold is truly going to show off the skill that he's known for. Commits to the spray, counter peek. Nothing actually got him, directly from CT. I thought the player at Jungle was the one to hit the shot, but 11-9. Complexity find their first round of this half. Fantastic start from Ricky.
That could be the catalyst for Complexity to get back into this. He had a very rough start to the game, but if he ignites the flame beneath him and actually gets him back in the game, and he goes with not him on the double up setup, it's Stan and Shazam. Now that is fascinating.
That is very fascinating. Stan, the in-game leader, and he's going to go for it. Good movement mechanics, to be fair. Got up, made the jump, no problem. He's on Catwalk. But I would have thought Ricky's the no-brainer in this.
Me too.
It might be positional for this map. That might be something we have to keep a larger watch on throughout the course of the event.
Ricky has been a main AWP throughout his entire career. Nothing though, opens up the fragging with a nice shot towards Taco. Incendiary down in the default plant spot to buy them some time in the rotation. MIBR fully committed at this point. Shazam misses out on the shot towards Palace, but makes up for it on the follow-up. Nothing doing damage here as the bomb goes down. Stan showing why he's got that AWP in his hands. And backhand, fourth we go. They've managed to bring it back to a 2-on-2. Shazam holds towards that connector as the plant not coming in just yet.
3 ops of the 4 guns up. The AK for Cold is the only one with an automatic firing sequence. Shazam, holding on the box, has fallen. If he goes for this plant, it can easily be spammed through. He's got to be very careful in his position. In fact, he's going to fall back, not go for a triple plant that all goes default. Has just enough time before Stan gets in place. But normally we say double op retakes, a bit of a problem. This time it's actually not so bad because they're there before Fallen can fall off the bomb. And they have a crossfire set. They've got information, but Cold's got the AK. Finds one already, knows where Stan is, needs to be careful not to overcommit to the leak. Waits for him to get in, and the headshot comes through.
That's more like it. These are the sort of plays we expect from the likes of MIBR. Situations where it looks like they're done for, they pull it back from the dead, and that's coldzera with one of his classic clutches there. He had full control. That's exactly why we always said the double AWP situation on those sort of retakes is a nightmare, especially if you're separated as well. As soon as he gets that first kill on connector, Stan misses the shot, went for the wallbang right here, there. Doesn't connect, he has to pull out his pistol and hope for the best at that point, and that's hoping. As they go 12-9 down, the money once again in tatters. Ricky on a deagle, and we'll have CZs and Orgs come through. On the other side of the equation, on the A stream, Avangar up 11-3 against NRG on Overpass. Now, Overpass is considered one of the better NRG maps. It's what they've really made a name for themselves.
NRG might be having a slight off day. They lost on Nuke as well, which is also one of their better maps. I think Avangar looks sick right now. The way they played against Liquid, that showed some clear thought. That showed some discipline. They definitely had a game plan. You're playing against the second best team in the world.
Yeah.
That's a tough task in itself, and they made it close, very close, to the point where I thought at one point they were going to beat Liquid on it. Avangar looks pretty solid today.
I tend to agree. We'll see what can be done here. Shazam AWP, if they lose this, it goes down 13-9. The money is officially broken with all 5 going down. I would say that's GG. That's, you never know these sort of rounds. Shazam has hit a lot of decent shots today. He's going to have to find a few more here. Currently in CT spawn. Nowhere near a kill at this point. Ricky, like we said, managed to get complexity back in this game with the push towards A ramp. We'll see if he can find another cheeky one here. Deagle towards middle, but Phelps looks like he's got his number. Shazam will answer back in due course. That's going to be a 4-on-4, but heavily favors the T's, unless they're not checking the obvious angles here. But back and forth they go. Nothing. Waiting for the flames to go down before he can take his peek, and looks like he's going to boost, or be boosted up towards shore.
Imagine be boosted, given that he's the one with the gun. To make a noise to drop off that. He's already done so. He'll take the vent. Is that... Okay, I was going to say, Phelps, he should be around the corner. I was going to say, is he still a little bit closer? But he hears nothing drop in. AK directly on his head. Spawns the second one towards CT. Good information. Bomb planted already on B. Or excuse me, on A. But they know exactly where to play this from. And I think Shaw's going to have to back out of this because Stan's already considering doing so. He's already got armor and CZ. If he wraps around to catwalk, he might catch off. Never mind, he's underneath. I was going to say Phelps, but he's gone down below. I thought he might still be over here, given the radar positioning, but no AK available, and Stan's going to be a little bit disappointed by that, I think. He would have loved to have gotten that AK. There was an AUG just around the corner, too, though, from nothing, but he went all the way inside the window. Even with the bomb detonation, he's not going to be close enough to get that.
Absolutely not. Orb is alive, though, so not all is lost, but most of it is. Def was... Anyone was given an opportunity to really make a dent in that round. Gets the 1 kill, but Phelps looking sharp. 16 kills to his name. We'll take a timeout called by the counter-terrorists. That is complexity. Warden's time to shine. Boys are going to need him at this point. They've got an AWP, a CZ with armor, and everyone's hovering around $2,000. I don't even know what the correct call is here. We're going to be thinking, if we force buy this and we don't win it, it's over. But if we don't force it, we've got an AWP here, we could be wasting that potential. There's a lot on the line. Ricky's gone for the Zeus again, so suggests they won't be buying up into this. They're going to allow MIBR to get the 14 round, take the full eco here. Use the loss bonus, which is currently at, it'll be 3rd stage after this one. It's currently at 2nd stage. They got 2,400 on top of the 2K they have right now. So it looks like they'll take the eco, see what can be done with a little bit of upgrade. And that's going to be a Zeus, PD50s, and the saved CZ from the previous round. Shazam really needs an opening kill if there'd be any conversation about winning this round. Looks towards middle, tries to fall back, and it's up to Stan now. He has got the armor, but receives plenty of bullets towards his torso. It's going to be Phelps to take him down.
See if Ricky finds the 3rd one with it. He's using this tactically. It's not like he's buying this as a troll or a desperate attempt. He's using it because he's confident enough to hit the shots up close, maybe pick up a gun for it. Try to get on Cold. A bit far, and I think he realized it as he tried to walk. That extra step, Cold took him down. Cold's not going to be playing any of those games. 14 rounds MIBR. They might scrap through on this one. They might just get there. Get to a win and 1-1 to end the day. Put complexity 0-2. And remember, best of threes for all decider matches. That means going forward or going home. You play a best of three, and that's exactly what complexity will have to face tomorrow if 2 more rounds go against them.
Well, they lost everything in the previous round, so that might be the case. Zeus attempt there from Ricky. Didn't work out. Coldzera closes it.
3 Augs and an 2 M4s. Nothing actually could have got an AUG. He had $50 left over.
It's true. Ooh, Coldzera right through the smoker connector, looking for match point here. Taco's helped himself to the A site as well. There's no one there. They stacked B. And, well, mainly short, but that's an A site completely open here. That could be the round. Def is going to get the call. It's not really much information you can give. Yeah, they've got the entire A side. They're planting. We're about to go map point. I guess we save.
Stands got Cold at least, but that is still going to be a save. Def's considering looking into the site to see what's going on. They are getting back to connectors. Smoke down in front, they're going to have no vision, but no kits. I think you're right. There's no point in going for this because you're going to have no guns on map point. You might as well try and at least play for overtime, so they'll back away. Aware of the situation, aware of exactly how this could transpire against them. $14 turns to $15. Complexity. Legends last time in London find themselves potentially fighting for their tournament lives tomorrow. Stan at least stays alive and gets Phelps. Fur knows that they're inside of the B apartment, so he'll consider just being cheeky and spraying in through rather than overcommitting. Could have afforded to. They got lots of money, but if they lose many more, they won't, so he'll play a discipline.
15-9. Complexity really don't have much of a chance of pulling back 6 rounds in a row just to get to overtime. I'd say the chance of that happening is probably around the 5% mark. We'll see what they can do. They have got a full array of rifles. It's going to take so much, though, from the team that hasn't looked spectacular today just to get them a few rounds on the board, let alone 6. But we'll see what can be done. Stan, AK in hand, boosted up above the smoke. But MIBR being so patient here. They know that complexity have to make little plays here, push through, try and get a kill stolen away, but Stan smoke goes down and still positioned towards top and middle. And a bit like we saw in Nuke, you could tell complexity just hasn't been a unit for long enough because they're just not quite getting the rotations and timings of utility right on the CT side. But more importantly, MIBR looks like they've got a default that's working for them, and that's something to talk about because, again, they hyped up the communication. We've kind of been critical of it today. And this time it's corner boost to look inside of the window. Looks all the way to the jungle. If nothing falls back on this after the smokes go down, he's a dead man. There's no way he expects that angle to be a possibility. Oh, they've gone off of it. So they'll actually boost a player inside this time. Smoke down, nothing could be aware of that, but he's got so much to worry about. So much presence on the other side of those smokes. Tries to bait out that he's gone toward the vent. He's almost got to be perfect. Nothing. He can't get caught off with the CS timing. He can't be looking the wrong way. They are working through connector now. Cold's tech. Nothing. He will spot the shoulder, but it's the shot to Phelps. Ricky thankfully got Cold in the meantime. Def now knows they're working in behind him, but Fur very accurate on entry. And Shazam perfectly blinded up. Great flash assist as Taco walked out on Fur's flash, and now he'll run up around the corner to find Stanislaw. Bomb already planted. It's going to be the map for MIBR. A 1-on-3 for Ricky to try and pull back. Doesn't look possible, I'm afraid. Less than 30 HP, 9 kills to his name, and Molotovs, flames, smokes, flashes, bullets, everything going against him. That's going to be it. 16-9. Now, yes, that's a victory from MIBR. They've just been the bottom seed. It was hardly a convincing victory. Yes, the second half was theirs, but the first 8-7, remember, they can't be celebrating too early yet. But they have managed to get through today at least. They won't go into the best of threes just yet, and they managed to keep their heads out of the